Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday nights, Messages of Love from Above. Hope you all are doing well. Had a great day or a great night, wherever you're at in the world. And before we get started, I do want to send love out to the world and just bring in that beautiful energy. So I welcome you to do that with me if you wish. Just going to take a big, deep breath and come back to right here, right now. And whether you're watching this on playback or live, you can join together because we join outside of space and time with this beautiful energy. We just let it fall down into our hearts, fill us up, and flow out to the world. And if you are in need of love tonight for your heart, your mind, your body, for a situation, a loved one, a circumstance, we send love to you right now as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me that moment. And before we jump into the actual readings, I do want to share winter solstice and summer solstice start tomorrow. And of course, winter in the northern hemisphere and summer in the southern. So we have pick a card readings for each individual zodiac sign. So you want to check those out. And then also, we have a super new moon this week. So the weekly energy updates by each individual zodiac sign also provide information on the super moon and how to make the most of those super moon wishes. So I am excited for that as well. So those are the two that I really wanted to check out there. And let me pop out the chat here. And I have added to the pinned comment on the video here in the chat. On the pin chat, it does tell you how to donate if you want to. You can, of course, use the super chat, or you can have the Venmo and the PayPal up there. So, for ease of use, if you are wanting to prioritize your reading, then that is how you do it. All right. There we go. So we are set. Yeah, for the free readings, all you have to do is comment in the actual chat, and yeah, and then I just go down in order. The donations, though, I step out of order and prioritize those, and then step back in order for the free ones and continue going down the list. So that is how that works. Let me make sure I've got the live chat set. All right, so we will start with the free reading. So we have Rishi Lahori. You are up. Hey, hey. And you want to know, what spiritual lessons do you need to learn in this life? All right. Well, we'll see which ones they want you to know about. I know we come down here with a ton that we want to learn. You know, we don't sign up for easy classes here by evidence of everyone in this chat room and all of my friends and all my life. We don't sign up for the easy breezy stuff. We really come here to learn some really awesome things all about comparison and contrast with our higher selves, of course. So let's take a look here. Wow, evidently your journey is about emotions, because you got both the 7, the 8, and the 9 of cups, which moves from emotional confusion to leaving behind emotions that no longer serve you and moving into wish fulfillment. So it definitely is this this emotional journey that is going on here, and that you hold the power to choose to move from one to the other, right? And it looks like, it moves from the new moon into this full moonness too. And I mean, the big thing you have here is the chariot, which the chariot brings in a huge, uh, knowledge. Like when you're talking about what is a big spiritual lesson we learn here, that we get to choose what story we apply to each moment, and what emotion, obviously emotion emphasized here, we want to feel as we go through it. And when Spirit first told me about that, and I mentioned that in this channel quite often, I think, that it's like, I don't feel like I'm making a choice, it's like something happens and I feel this way. Something happens and I like, well, this is what it means. Um, and I feel like I don't have no choice in that. It just is. And they're very patient and gentle, which we can also be on ourselves. But when we go back and look at every child, every human child on this planet is poured opinions, popular opinions into us about what something is supposed to mean when it happens and how we're supposed to feel. These are our opinions, all those expectations, the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the must. It all just tells us that this is an opinion of what, has been passed down perhaps generation to generation too, some never being questioned, others being questioned after they've already passed it on to their children. And it's like, oh, because usually when people have children, they're in their 20s and even 30s, most majority. And by that time, they haven't done their internal reflection. They've already passed all that stuff on from generation to a generation, right? So this power that comes in, we realize that we took on everyone else's opinion as our own opinion, made it our habit to choose to feel a certain way and apply a certain story to situations. But at one point in our life, that's when we realize that we can walk away from the emotional choices, the emotional habits that we have before, and we're able to move into happiness, like it says at the top of the card, if it'll focus, which is the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. We get to decide. And this is like ultimate feeling of wholeness, from the inside with emotion. So that is a huge, huge spiritual lesson that impacts every single area of our life, because we're given opinions in every single level of our life. You know, relationships, supposed tos and shoulds, right? Um, Jobs, education, any kind of circumstance we get in, or our bodies, our possessions, our money, all this stuff, the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the must opinion. And we get to change those habits. So I feel like that's what they're zeroing in on with that seven, eight, and nine of cups, and with the chariot, which is the ultimate power of choice, but especially with all those cups for emotions, you get to choose what emotion you want to feel in each moment. And when you feel out of control, like you don't feel like you're making the choice, just realize it's a habit, and it became such a habit, it's a reaction where it happens so fast. And one of the things that I think we might have talked about before too is when we go to change habits, what it takes 30 days or more to change a habit, repeating things. So repeating um, how we want to feel and how we want to think about something. If we are wanting to really change it, then we can make it a ritual every day to imagine ourselves going through this situation and imagine how we want to act around it, and by choosing our emotions and choosing the story we put to it. And whether it's happening to us or not in our life, if we do that, then we can make that habit change faster and faster. And if we do experience the situation and end up doing the old habit, forgiving ourselves, not being rough on ourselves, not judging ourselves, but just going, "Oh, okay, so that happened. That's a good awareness. Let me imagine going through that situation, but choosing new ways of thinking about it and new emotions." And when you practice it and make it a habit, then that's what allows us to change. So when something happens where normally we'd flip out about it and take it personally, like what they're saying is about my worth, I can change it to go, okay, this is about them and how they feel about themselves. So that is what I feel like they want to focus on right now. Obviously, I think more than just you and me. Other people also were able to glean off of that, I'm sure, because we're all going through that every single day. So that's what they have for you at this moment, Rishi. So many blessings to you. All right. Hey, Francine, thank you so much for your donation. And let me see here. We will prioritize your reading, and I don't think I see a question up above. There you go. Thank you. So your question is the company we referred to yesterday JPM. All right, let's take a look here and see what Spirit has to say. All right. So let's take a look here. Is the company? Thank you so much, Francine. I love you too. You are awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Well, you got the wish fulfillment card. So that is telling me if that is the wish come true, then yes, that would be a definite yes there. Yeah, and the lover's card is it represents emotional choice, like I was just talking about too. But for some reason, this just feels like a joyful event. Again, um, it just feels like it's a joining together. Like you're entering a relationship, right? Ah, very nice. Let's see here. So when will this be? Can you tell us, give us a hint on, is it sooner or later? Okay. You got the Princess of Cups too. So this is very joyful thing for you, isn't it? Because you got the Lover's card, you have the Princess of Cups, which is about, the Page of Cups, and the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind too, which is really good. I like that. So let's take a look here and see, is it going to be by the end of the year? Okay. We do have the King of Cups. So again, more emotion, and it feels like emotional fulfillment. So I feel like you're going to get. It almost reminds me of the Knight of Cups, because the Knight of Cups is usually riding in on a horse. So I feel like there's this movement that's coming in. Um, Yeah, and Seven of Wands too. It's like you are standing, on a hill, like this is a promotion. This is you getting something and other people aren't. Let me see if I can get it to focus a little better. And well, it's not wanting to focus tonight. But this is you up on a hill, and these are other people down here that are like, why do you get that and we don't? And it's about them feeling lower about themselves and not choosing to be happy for you so much as to complain that they're not having what you're having. And so that's like, you don't have to defend yourself. You can just, really be um joyful, allow yourself to be joyful, and lift them up if they so, wish to do that. um, but I feel like you're going to get some message here very, very soon. I kind of feel like it's by the end of the year. Yeah, and the Nine of Wands too. So you have the Nine of Wands, which is really you standing in your power. Because usually this can mean like a block that's happening, but with that star there, and with you getting the star, I really feel like you are moving this, moving it away from the and allowing yourself to pass through there. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like you're going to get notification, and let's take a look here. So, star is like wish fulfillment. It's like when you wish upon a star. And it's like, wow, it's one of the wish fulfillment cards, like the 9 of cups and the star card are like the known wish fulfillment. So I like that. Yeah. Um, so I Right, yeah, absolutely. So I asked if it's gonna be January, February that you're starting. It's like you get this Ace of Wands for January and then the Queen of Pentacles, for February, which this is like the inspiration, the passion, the woo excitement, and then money starts coming in. So I feel like you start in January, but your first paycheck is like so if you start like towards the end of January, your first paycheck is in February. But it's like, here's the passion. It starts off, and then you get your, like I said, the first paycheck comes at the beginning of February. So, however that would work out there. I really like that. But yeah, so I feel like you're gonna get um notification like right toward the end of the year, if not like very early January, and then they have you start later in January, and then first paycheck in early February. So that's I like that. And I do coaching. Um, I don't have it like set up on my website, but I do make arrangements to do uh, like personal spiritual life coaching. So if you ever need any, just let me know. My website or my email is in the description box at brodazen@gmail.com if you want to reach out and talk about things. All right. So will your mother help you financially? Oh, she's not talking to you. What? All right, let's take a look here. Thank you for all the donations, Francine. Let's see here. Will your mother help you financially if she's not talking? Because she's not talking to you. Yeah, I see here. You've got the King of Swords, who's the master of communication, and the Two of Swords here is kind of like in this crossroads here. So I feel like I really feel like she will eventually, but I feel like she's kind of in between two positions here. So she's got one where there's something happening in her life where there's some major things that are being removed out of her life and being brought in that is bringing a lot of emotional confusion into her life. Oh, yeah. So I feel like whatever is going on here, I mean, she's just um there's something that just shook her life because when you get the 7 of cups of emotional confusion, we get when we our little inner child feels unsafe and out of control, our human mind is gone, and I talk about our cat mind kicks in, right? And then, so when our cat mind kicks in, it's not intelligent, it's not kind, it's not super loving when it's scared. It hisses and attacks, or hisses and runs away, or hisses, attacks, and then runs away. So when our human is in fear, it does unkind things. It's just reacting. It's trying to do whatever it is out of panic to feel safe and in control again. So when you look at her actions, with needing the money and not thinking about anyone else, and like you um, having like a near death experience, like you're mentioning there, she didn't come visit. Fear, fear, fear. It's self preservation. So people do. Oh, I talked to my host, who I live in her basement. We talk and I go, when people are in fear, we do stupid things. We do. And so when every moment is either of unconditional love or a fear of losing a conditional love. So if someone's actions or words are not unconditionally loving, then they're in fear. And then it's like when someone's in fear, like if you're swimming out to rescue from someone who's drowning, and they are panicking and their arms are flying all over the place, and they smack you upside your head as you're getting approaching them. At first we're like, what are you doing? And then they see you and they grab onto you and drag you under the water with them out of out of panic. You finally get them to the shore, and then they calm down, and then you see the calm real person return, not the panicked animal. And you realize, oh, the smacking of the head and the attempted murder was it wasn't personal. They were freaking out, and it wasn't them that was there. It was someone else. And so, you know, when we look at other people's actions and use them to define us, that's when we go into fear. So, like when you mentioned that you're sad, when by someone else's actions, sadness is actually rooted in fear as well. And because we fear it means something about us. Like if she wants to do that to me, that must mean I'm unlovable and that she doesn't love me. This is what our shadow, our little fear whispers in our head, right? When we're really like, no, that doesn't have anything to do with you. It has to do with them and how they feel about themselves and the fear that they're in. They're like grabbing for security and going, I need this for me. I need to feel safe. I need to feel, and so that's what, unfolds with that. So, other people's actions are about them, our actions are about us. And when we look in a mirror of other people and look at their actions, um, it's like we can reverse the question around us, like, um, uh, you know, my mom stole my inheritance. How have I stolen my inheritance from myself? And we can look at, what does inheritance mean? Like, what did I steal from me? What am I keeping from myself? And it can be, our inheritance of our power, from our higher self. If we're giving it away to other people, it's like, oh, I gave my power away by defining myself by other people's actions. That's some stuff that I work through in my life too, where it's like, okay, I get to bring it back to me and go, no one can tell me what my worth is. I find that myself. People will have all their opinions, but I get to decide. And everyone's going to have their opinion no matter what you do anyway, right? So, absolutely. I know it's life changing because we get our power back, and we realize we don't have to. That's one of the big things we're taught growing up. Define yourself by people's relationships and jobs, education, and your body and money and possessions. And all that stuff's unstable. And so we feel unstable, right? We're in fear because we're like, everything's constantly changing. My worth is up and down because people change, or they pass away, so our relationships are unstable. Situations like jobs, education, all that stuff never stays the same. It's constantly fluctuating. And of course our bodies and possessions and money and all that burns down, deteriorates, stolen. Like your inheritance money gets stolen, gets taken away, and we realize all of that. Oh, it all turns me back inward and upward, where I find the only stable thing I'll ever find, excuse me, which is that eternal, never ending, unconditional, no condition love from the other side. We make that the foundation of our worth, then we have stability. Otherwise, we're all jumping all over the place. So, well, thank you very much for recommending the channel. And Nina, Cindy, and your friends. Absolutely. Much peace, love, and light to you too, Francine. And thank you again so much for all your donations. I honor that very much. So, yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Zen away. You are hilarious. Thank you so much. All right. So I think that was all. Hello, hello, everybody. See you soon. All right. So we will continue down with the free readings. And so, Melissa, you were up next. And thank you guys so much also for all the thumbs up on the video. It's free, which is a great price, right? But just seems like a little thing, but the YouTube algorithms that um, trigger them sharing the videos of this channel with other people as well. They take likes very seriously. So thank you guys so much for helping spread the love that comes through in the readings to people. So thanks for being part of the big love tsunami. All right. So Melissa, you want to know what are Aries, next actions towards you in your connection? Let's take a look here. See what they have. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I like this this judgment card coming in with the 10 of cups here. Because I the 10 of the judgment card here can mean double endings and double new beginnings, which means heading into a new level of your relationship. It's like your higher selves are calling you to this higher place, and you have the 10 of cups. I mean, that's a very I think self-expressive card there. If it will eventually, there it goes. See how they're pouring that ace of cups at the top here, and it's filling up all the other cups. Especially with that judgment card coming in, there's this change within your inner selves of you finding this love inward and upward within yourself, but it also then pours out into your relationship, which the 10 of cups is like emotional fulfillment, filling you up. With the 9 of cups is like you filling up with all of it and overflowing into your relationship, which then does take it to this new level. The Fool card is a new journey, a new adventure, and the Ace of Swords is about new communication coming in. So I feel like they're going to be talking about wanting to take things to a higher, deeper level with you with this combination of all these cards here. I just feel like it's this bubbling up and filling up of emotion, but a lot of it has to do with you finding it within you, and with it bubbling up and out. And then, because how we feel about our self-love on the inside, we cannot love others more than to the extent we love ourselves, and we can't receive love more than to the extent we love ourselves, because our little pipeline to our heart, our self-love, is the funnel, and the size of that depends on the inner work we do. And that's why I feel like there is this higher calling, getting to know that love from above, which then just pours out and has this. So if the next question would have been, wow, when, which I know that would have been mine. It's the faster you work on your self-love, the faster it moves forward in the outside world, because it's your self-love that's filling up, that's igniting and changing your outside world. Because we don't see the world as it actually is. We see the world as we are. So if we have a small self-love, then we see less love toward us in the outside world. But the more love we expand for ourselves, then we're like, why all of a sudden all these people are just loving me like crazy? It's because that love is going out and amplifying it. So I do like that for you, Melissa. So that's what they have for you. Many, many blessings. All right. So we'll continue going down the list. All right. And the next one up is CEO Shanta. Let me just make sure here. I got a couple emails. Nope. No. Okay. Just want to make sure there wasn't a donation. I guess I do prioritize those and honor those. So CEO Shanta, what does Nicole think of you after your conversation today? Okay, let's take a look here and see what they have to say. So what would Spirit like you to know what Nicole thinks after the conversation today? All right. Interesting. Okay. Well, so it's she's like in a fork in a road now. It's like whatever your discussion was just has them thinking for sure. They're like in this, you know, fork in the road, like one way and one way, and then one on this side there's like walking away from emotions that no longer serve them and having in this joy in this community, maybe even like this uh, relationship that involves three people. And it could be friendship or it could be more than that, but I feel like they're like this is one choice that they're contemplating. And then the other is like new expectations, new higher love as well. So it almost has them in this, um, not a holding pattern, but they are doing a lot of thinking. It's like either that or that. So they're just like, I almost feel like this would be a choice of, am I going to commit and be with one great love, or am I going to leave the thoughts of like a one-on-one relationship, leave that behind and enjoy myself and not limit myself? And I kind of feel like that's the kind of energy that's there. Do I want to, really commit to something, or am I just like, no, I just want to have fun? And they're kind of like, seriously, like this is a big point for them. It's like a decision point. I'm either going to do it or I'm not. And there's no um going back and forth between it. They're like, I'm either going to do it or I'm absolutely not, and I can't play both. You know, they're very clearly thinking about what they want to do, and there's no decision that's showing there. Although on the bottom of the deck, we do have the Lovers card, which feels like that's what their heart is desiring, but other things within their being, um, some fears of restriction and missing out, or um, just the fear of like, oh, what if I mess up? It's like all this stuff, which you're like, yeah, we've all been there, right? And so, but that's where they're at right now with that Sia Shanta. So that's what they have. So many blessings to you. We shall see. What shall Nicole decide? All right. So continue going down the list here. And Alex, you are up next, and you'd like a love reading. So let's take a look. See what Spirit would like you to know about love. Let me just take a quick sip here. So, what would you like Alex to know about love? Okay. Okay. All right. All right. What else? Tell me about what's this about here. Okay. So, I love reading the Ace of Cups. New love? Oh, okay. Well, there we go. So, there is love headed your way. Um, and the 9 of Wands popped up here, which is about, blocks. Like there's this energy block that's keeping you from moving through here towards it, which is what you're working on releasing. And then I asked for what is this about, and they told me about the Five of Pentacles, which the Five of Pentacles is this, feelings or beliefs of your worth about feeling abandoned and left out in the cold or left behind, and that kind of let down by humans in the outside world with bringing you what you feel you wanted and needed in the physical world. So that is the energy block. That's underneath it, powering it are these feelings. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it was in the last, 5 years, 10 years. It could go all the way back, and usually does. Before we're like 7 years old and younger is kind of like a period of time that they've discovered that our human side of us develops our emotional psyche, our emotional side of our being. And that's where some of these beliefs of abandonment and, being left behind, how they uh, kind of ignited and sparked, and they became these charged emotions that we didn't get to deal with. And then we stuffed them down. And so they still been kind of echoing out through different areas of our life, our little inner child sending us messages through all these events that happen in our life, wanting to be heard, tugging on our shoulder, going, hey, hey, I want you to know about this. Let's get rid of this so it quits impacting us. But until we do, we hold on to it. It's down there underneath below the surface in the subconscious. So there is just some, spirit is saying you have love on the way, but it'll move at the speed of you looking into that energetic block about your beliefs around abandonment and being left behind, neglected, in there. But I do show you have the the Princess of Cups, the Page of Cups. So these both represent new love. So this is like, um, them saying it's on its way, and then you have the middle stuff to deal with. And then they're like, but you do find it because it does eventually come, but it all depends on how much you work on that. The Nine of Wands and that feelings of abandonment and such. So that's what they have for you right now, Alex. So many blessings to you. All right, Skyfalls, you are the next free reading coming up here. All right. Yeah, and Myra, and anyone new, of course, that is coming in that's not familiar with how this all works. Um, So the chat is the list for the free readings, and so you just can put your specific question, or if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading, and then I just go down in order, trying to get through as many as I can. But donations do get prioritized. So if someone makes a donation, then I step out of the free readings, complete any donations, and then step back in where I left off and continue going down in order. So that's how that works currently. All right. So thank you for asking. Let's take a look. So Skyfalls, you'd like some angel guidance, and I actually do want to grab from the Divine Guidance deck, and we'll take a look here. I do call these the spiritual ink blot test. So whatever you see in the picture is for you, a special message, and then I will pull and read from the book. All right, so here is your picture. So whatever you are seeing in that card number 28. And then I will read here and see what guidance. And it just says freedom. So it's time to come out of your shell. This shell, which did serve you in the past to provide protection for your tender heart, is no longer needed. The time has come to begin to allow yourself true freedom. This world and your soul both need you to let your light and your heart shine. Allow the past to be the past and move forward in this present moment. Do this in small steps at first if you need to. Moving away from your protective shell means allowing your true heart to be seen, but it also means allowing others in on a deeper level than you've been able to allow before. Eek! I know. But it is time. I feel like with you, that you do believe it's time too. It's like, yes, I'm ready to let the past be the past, let people have a fresh start, new people coming in have a fresh start, not assign preconceived experiences from the past and project them onto other people. Allow them to be themselves and really look at that and allow yourself to open your heart, knowing that your heart can't be broken, that it's only fear that makes it feel like it's breaking, but it really never does. It's just this emotion that goes through it. But I like that for you, Skyfalls. So that is what they have for you tonight. I like it. All right. So Valverde, you are up next. You are welcome. Welcome, Sia Shanta, as well. All right. So let's see here. So Valverde, what should you do with your work predicament with your schedule? Okay, let's take a look here and see what advice Spirit would provide you to help you on your decision making here. Okay, anything else on that there? Yeah. The big card that's popping out here is the Two of Wands, which is your power of where you choose to invest your energy in life. So in this particular predicament, if we focus on what we what we fear and what we don't want and what we feel is missing, we actually feed it and make it bigger. When we focus on what we're grateful for and what we do want in our life and focus on, you know, um, joy, joy is coming in here. So focusing on joy and what you are grateful for, um, unconditional love and laughter and peace, then that expands too. And so I like them, saying that you hold so much power in here, to focus on what you want, because they also have the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. And so they're like, focus on joy, wish fulfillment. You have the Four of Pentacles, which is stability, and here's power. Even talking about here up at the top, up here, maybe if it'll show it here. There it goes. And so it Four of Pentacles is this energy of realizing that it's not the outside world that defines your worth, but it's you turning inward and upward. I talked a little earlier in this session about we're told to define ourselves by relationship, job, education, our money, our body, our possessions, but it's all unstable. Things are constantly changing. So like work is constantly changing. It's going to be unstable. And so when you look at the schedule, if the schedule is not something you want, then you can make this move of focusing your energy on what you do want and what you are grateful for. And, you know, a lot of times, like if it's a schedule that's not working out good for us, it's going to make it difficult if you have children or it's something you don't want. And that, if we change our um, power to gratitude about, well, I'm thankful I have a job, and I'm thankful that I have family that can help out for a while. And if I don't like this job and they're not flexible, you know what? I can go begin looking for a new job, and we can look at it as, okay, is this the universe saying they're unwilling to work with the schedule I need? So I'm going to be finding a company that's more in alignment with me, maybe even pay me more and give me a schedule I want. It could be sometimes it's like an eagle's nest. When an eagle creates a nest, it's made of gnarly sticks and stuff, but it creates a beautiful little comfy place for the eggs and the little eaglets inside. But when it's time for the eaglets to get out of the nest and fly, they start ripping out the comfortable things to make it more an easier decision for them to fly the coop. you know so I kind of feel like it's time for you to, this is you standing up for yourself and choosing what you are wanting to do, and not worrying about what other people will think down here. That you're like, you know what? I'm going to need to do what I need to do for me, and that's how it's going to work. So, I feel like this is a both a learning experience to show how much power you really do have over your life, um, and that you're not limited. And so, um, that's what they have for you regarding the schedule. So you can start focusing on gratitude around the situation and focus on what you do want. And if they're unable to do it, fly the coop. Start looking around, going, "Okay, universe, thank you for showing me that maybe this isn't the place for me anymore. That there's something else," and I'll start looking. So I like it for you. It's very empowering. So that's what they have for you already. So many blessings to you. All right. Lilac Rooms, you will be the next free reading coming up. All right. And I had a wonderful day. I had very little productive energy. I did a little bit, but I just went for a walk and walked over to the grocery store, and it's I think it's the we have below zero temperatures coming in for the next 2 or 3 days. So I think my body was just like going into hibernation mode like a bear. Ah, so your question is, how does your person see you, and should you ask them about it? Or ask them out at some point. Ooh. All right, let's take a look here. So how does this person see you? Okay. What else? Okay. And then should you ask them out? Okay, we'll see what these are. These two first. I don't know what the other two are yet. We'll see what that is for your second question. But they see you as someone, one, the Queen of Swords, a thinker, definitely here. I don't know if are you an air sign by chance? Aquarius, Libra. um, who's the other air sign? Gemini. I was like, who am I missing? Um, but she, the Queen of Swords, does balance heart and mind, though. But you have the Princess of Swords too. So you have the Queen and the Princess of Swords. So they see you as someone who's intelligent, who has a good balance between heart and mind. The Princess of Swords, I believe they also have Earth, if I'm not mistaken, the princesses. But so grounded and balanced between mind and thought, and they see you in some ways as like mature, and other ways as sassy and vibrant and young. So there's this wonderful energy around it. I don't see, like, I mean, there wasn't like huge cups things here. Oh, okay. But when I asked should you ask them out at some point, you have the Hanged Man, which is like at some point, but not now. This is the patience wait for things to unfold. And you have the Nine of Cups, which is a wish fulfillment card and happiness. So it's like, yeah, you'll be happy when you do, but not yet. Wait for it. Wait for it. So I feel like there's things that need to unfold in their life and yours to get you, more at this point. So, as we say on this channel, when we're in our waiting period, waiting for love or opportunities of job or anything else in life, we work on self love because the pause and things moving slower are happening on purpose for us to raise our love vibration to match more of what we want to draw in, rather than having things now. If we drew things in, it would be based on how we our vibration, which was doing what we always did and getting what we always got. And we're done with doing what we always did and getting what we always got. We're ready for new something. We're ready for the upgrade, right? So that's what's going on. So just work on your lovely, beautiful heart and your self-love, and then things will start speeding up, and then you'll know. And we can always check in a little bit too, to say, is it time? Is it time? And see what spirit has to say. But that's what they have for you right now, Lilac. So many, many blessings to you. All right. So we'll continue moving down Z list. I know. Air Moon. Okay. Well, good. I'm glad you can relate. You're like, yeah, I see where they're coming from because I am smart. All right. I love it, Lilac. All right. So, Random, you are up next. Random 30XYZ. Good evening. I am well. I hope you are well as well. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Oh, thank you so much. I do appreciate, all of you that can make it when you can, but there's a good handful of you that come in quite often, and I feel like we have a soul family, so I enjoy being here. Thank you. All right, and you'd like to know if there is someone working against you in a dark way. Dun dun dun. Let's take a look here. See if there's a little villain like they have in the drama, nyah, 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 with a big black hat and wears all black. But we'll take a look here. All right. Yeah, I don't see that here. What I feel Spirit is saying with these cards here is that, no one works against us. Our human mind would disagree because it's fearful and it sees things unfolding that it believes shouldn't be or are so not supposed to be happening. But when we see things from a higher standpoint, from the heavenly standpoint, we see the intricacy and how everything unfolds for us. Even at the time, we may not understand, like, why in the world would I want them to be a jerk to me? And it's like, well, what did we learn from it later? What mirror was it showing us, right? And um, so they're anyone that's doing anything is for us. There truly is not um like dark forces. There are just actions that don't they're just fearful actions from people, and then we have fearful responses and reactions to people's fearful actions. And so there's that's the dark piece of it, but it's like the tapestry back here. There's dark on it, but it's beautiful. you know if it was all beige, you guys would be like, gosh, what a boring wall you have behind you, Brother Zen. But because there's shadow, pretty, what a pretty design. And that's what we can look at it here, because you have the Four of Cups, which is the three cups of the outside world that are disappointing, but we're offered love from above. The Princess of Cups is the Page of Cups, which offers us that love from above. And I just feel like they were trying to just emphasize that we are unconditionally loved by the mother and father of all things. We have nothing to fear. We are protected. We're eternal, powerful, supernatural beings made of that unconditional love. And you have the Queen of Pentacles too, which is all about new birth and abundance and wonderful things in the outside world, and you have the Chariot, the Champion card, the Victory, and the Power of Choice. And I feel like this is what they end, this question with, is that no one, can do anything, um, let's say, to us, but no one can make us choose what something means or how we want to feel about it. So, there were people in the concentration camps, that were people were dying all around them from starvation or being gassed and, other just inhumane things. But they chose to be happy with that moment and just be grateful for having another moment of life. And they survived. They thrived after the event, and it just shows you the power of our choice of, we get to put what story we want to any situation. We choose it, and we get to choose what emotion we feel as we go through anything. And when we realize we are the only ones that can work against ourselves in a dark way, when we choose fear, and neither is right and neither is wrong, they just are different. And that's what how the higher realm looks at it. There's not right and wrong, there's just different. When we choose unconditional love from above, it's expansive. There's gratitude, there's joy, there's peace, ah. And when we choose fear, there's restriction, and there's all the emotions that are related to fear, which is chaos and uh, sadness, and we can get depression and resentment and all these juicy fear emotions that we came here to experience, the dark emotions that are helping us contrast and understand who we are by experiencing who we're not. And so we can kind of look at that and go, okay, the only one that can work against me is me. The only one that can work against me in a dark way is me. Otherwise, people aren't working against me. If people are having dark experiences, it's because they're in fear. It has nothing to do with us. That's their choices and their little tornado or storm that they're in. And they might just throw something that bounces off of us, and we're like, but it was just because we were nearby. But when people act out in fear and say things in fear, it's not about us. It's about what's going on inside of them. Um, we can make it harder or easier for people to choose fear or love, but ultimately everyone makes their choice, because you can give someone the world and they can still choose to be unhappy. Am I right? Am I right? All right. But that's what they have for you, random. So many blessings to you. All right. So, Shay B, you're the next free reading coming up. And you wanted to know, what will your finance look like for next year? And will you get the data analyst position? Let's take a look. So what will your finances look like for next year? Okay. Right. And will you be able to get the data analyst position? Anything else? All right. Well, I like it. So your finances for next year, very stable. You've got the Four of Wands, which I almost see this as the Wheel of Fortune whenever I see it. So, but this is stabilized energy, and the Queen of Pentacles is abundance, is birth, is a great card to have when we're asking about money, because it is about the coin, Queen of Coins, birthing, harvest, new birth, and then the stable energy here too with completion is good. So I really like that for you. It's a very solid card, a very abundant card to come in. And then asked about data analyst position, ta-da, you get the victory card. So this would also be a very good card to get, because this means yes, that you would, because you're seeing its recognition and it says victory. So you've made it to the top. Um, so I like both of those for you, Shay. I mean, boom, you know, there's what else to add, right? It's just very positive. So celebrate. All right. And that's what they have. So easy breezy for that one. So that is what they have. So many blessings to you. I know, right? Woohoo. All right. So, Daisy, you are up next. You'd like to know what your ancestors or relatives who have passed want you to know about your life path. And very good. We knew it was, didn't we? Oh, so yeah, congratulations. Did we have any doubts? Did we doubt? I think it was you that you had asked those questions. Spirit was like, "Heck yeah!" So very good. Many many blessings. And let's take a look here. So I'm going to pull from the Divine Guidance deck here for a message from your ancestors and loved ones on the other side, what they'd like you to know about your life path. All right. And these are the spiritual ink blot tests. So I'll show you the card and you can see what you pick up from it. And then I'll also read from the book. So here we go. Like it. That is card 38. And it's called Gentle Release. So the presence of Archangel Michael is here to assist you with clearing your energy field of old hurts and past experiences that are weighing you down and slowing your progress in life. He's here to help you cut the cords that keep you energetically attached to people and events that no longer serve you in a positive way. Michael always performs his duties with love and asks you to consciously send love to those people and things in your past so that you may release them into the light and move forward with your life. Wow. What a message from your ancestors about your life, right? They're like, it's time to cut cords, those things that no longer serve you, that are not helping you move forward in your path. It's okay to cut them. It's okay to cut it and let it go. They're showing me a big hot air balloon. Beautiful, beautiful. Maybe even a Mickey Mouse hot air balloon or Minnie Mouse. And there's these heavy bags that are keeping it weighed down. And they're showing you cutting those bags, the sandbags that fall that allow you to go higher and move. So I like that for you, Daisy. So it is time. Keep on moving, keep on grooving. So I like it for you. So again, and congratulations on getting into graduate school. Early acceptance. Boom. Love it. All right. Many blessings to you, Daisy. All right. So Fiona, you will be the next free reading coming up. And but we will come back after Renee's question. So Renee, thank you so much for your donation. I am doing well. Have you wasted time in life? Let's take a look here. I know Spirit has told me we come here to experience, right? We come here to experience life and the opposites of who we are. And so no moment is ever, ever, ever wasted. We always use it for our growth and for our awareness and for our experience. It's like when I go on vacation, did I waste time on my vacation? And, Spirit's like, I sure hope so. That's what vacations are for. But they're like, it's all part of it all. But let's take a look here and see what they want you to know around your question. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, see the king of cups, which they're the ones that learn to balance the heart and the mind. And so they're talking about balance. And so they're showing me like a little toddler that's first learning to walk, like we all do, right? And that um, when falling down, and when we wobble, and we that's how we learn to balance, and it's how we learn to walk, is becoming off center. If we stood still, we would never learn and grow. But anything, any action, any movement we're doing is for us, and learning balance, learning about the different things in life. um you and then you got three swords cards here, which is all about, here's the 10 of swords, which is learning about fears of losing conditional love, the learning our power, connecting to the capital T truths of the higher realm. So balance of higher and lower worlds, and then the movement of leaving old thoughts and beliefs and moving into new ones. And again, this feels all like experience, experience, experience. And this is what we come down here, science. I love they're bringing this in, because it's like a we're all mad scientists in our own laboratories, uh, having our own little experiments. And so there's no wasted time. We're doing those. In fact, they just had me write this down. Let me find it really quick here. Yeah, it was Thomas Edison, when he was a famous inventor. And he was like, I have not failed 10,000 times. I've successfully found 10,000 ways that would not work. And I like that. It's like, did I waste time? If you asked them, did you waste time? No, I found 10,000 ways that did not work until I found the one that did. Because I think he did the light bulb, right? And then here we have, or electricity. I think it was Benjamin Franklin did electricity. I think Thomas Edison did the light bulb. And here we are, being able to see me in the pitch black because of them. So I feel like they're saying all that. And then also, there's all this energy, all these experience, right? And you have the Six of Wands, victory. So it's like the balancing of energy. The wheel turns, the fated events unfold. But yeah. Oh, you're just a young thing. I know you're like, don't say that. But then you're like, thank you. Um, but yeah, it's beautiful. And but the human mind, those fears tell us that there's this long list of things that have to be done exactly correctly and a perfect timing, or that means we're unacceptable. And that's part of our journey, is to realize the lies that those are, and the that no moment is ever wasted. Why do we come here? We come here to experience the opposites of who we are, until we come down here as a human to have a life not being aware of our spiritual self, and then at some point waking up to our spiritual self, and then at some point joining together and walking with our spiritual self. And but no one um, no one knows what everyone else's mad scientist experiment is. So how, but we try to go and meddle in people's laboratories and end up blowing things up, right? Oh no, no, this is the way you need to do that. And then they just scrape that off into the trash can and start their experiment over again. And they're like, you go back to your own laboratory, focus on your own experiment, because that's what it is. But we compare our experiment to everyone else's experiment, but they're not even the same. It's completely different. So that's what generally gets us in trouble, is when we compare our experimental results with others. But they're like, well, I'm, focusing on how quickly a cat develops a hairball from licking their fur, and you are, experimenting how fast corn grows. And we're like, yeah, they're nothing to do with each other, right? So I like it for you though. So yeah, so you have not wasted a single millisecond. It's all been for your experience, and you can have freedom knowing that. And you never will. No moment will ever be wasted because we come here to experience and we experience every second. So, victory. All right. So that's what they have for you, Renee. Again, thank you so much for your donation. Very, very appreciative of that. All right. So many blessings to you. All right, Fiona. Good evening to you. And you are up next here, and you'd like a general reading. So let's see what Spirit has for you this evening. Well, it looks like here that you're doing some great emotional transformation, and you're changing directions in your life because of it coming up here. Because you have both the Five of Cups and the Four of Cups. The Five of Cups is when we let me see if I can get to focus here. The three cups down here are, the outside world and our disappointment with them. And so we reflect, we look back, what did I learn? These are, disappointing in relationships and situations and things. But then when we're ready, we move from the three cups here to the Four of Cups, which is a stabilized. You can see the three cups here. Here comes this new love, this higher love, this understanding that allows us to move into the Two of Cups. The of the five of this Five of Cups, you have the three here, and then you have the two, which is relationship, which is emotional choice. And so I feel like this reflection that you've been doing on past disappointments, that you're done. You're just like, okay, because now you feel like this more solid foundation, this balanced emotions is coming in, which is allowing to open up your heart, allow you to see that you get to choose between, those darker, lower vibrational emotions related to fear and the higher vibrational emotion related to unconditional love. And then you finding the power in that. And then with that, you're ready to change a direction in your life. Either if it's a relationship you're in and you're just tired of disappointment, you're just like, that is it. Or if you something had ended before and you've kind of processed and moved through those emotions, and now you're like, I'm ready to, for my next soulmate, my next little classroom, my next mirror, to learn more about myself, learn more about love and the world. So I like that for you, Fiona. So that is what is coming up. So many, many blessings to you. I like it. All right. You are very welcome, Renee. And so the next free reading coming up is for Anjali, the Virgo. So what spirit message have for you? I actually want to pull here from the Enchanted Map Oracle. Let's see what they want you to know from here. All right, so what would you like Anjali to know, please? All right, there it is. You got the Follow the Leader, card number 40. Zoom in a little more so you can see everyone on the little thingy here. There it goes. And let's see what they have here. So every life is a teaching tool for others. Your authenticity and honesty are an example to those around you. You're being called to lead others by example. And your wisdom has been earned as a result of your bravery in the adventure of your life. The experiences of battles won and lost, places discovered, tears shed, and joy revealed have placed you in a unique position to be of service to others. Your suffering has been crystallized into a talisman of wisdom. Now you can share it. By being fully authentic, you'll lead others into the light. You'll be required to divulge some things about your past so that you may help someone else. Lead with love. And there's another message here as well. Look to those whose great character and accomplishments you admire. Emulate the leaders you respect. You will then, in turn, have even more to offer. Wow. I like that for you. So, yeah, you definitely have learned so much throughout your adventures in life, haven't you? And now, what was it? I read something that was like they're bringing back that the things that you went through will be like pages in a survival guide for other individuals. So they are definitely saying that you are in a great position to share and help others, but you do have to reveal some things you went through to help others because them knowing that you went through it and you sharing your experience, one makes them feel they're not alone, but they also are like, wow, and you look who you are today, it gives them hope, and then they really will respect what you have to say because they know you've been through it. So I like that for you, Anjali. So many, many blessings to you. I like that. All right, Melissa Carre. I probably mispronounced it. My apologies. You are the next free reading up. And we are past the top of the hour. I forgot to mention my little advertisement, or I call it my public service announcement. I'm usually on for 2.5 hours. I'm just a little over an hour. And I try to get through as many free readings as I can. But if you do want to make sure I get to your reading in this session, a donation gets it prioritized. I step out of the free readings, complete that, and then move back into the free readings and continue going down in order. So that's how that works. We still have a while to go, but I just like to make sure everyone's aware of that in case you're like, I want to know right now. I got to know. I got to go to bed or whatever. But you can always watch these all back on replay as well. So that's the public service announcement. Now back to our regular scheduled program. So Melissa, you are up next. And so you say, can you know what's coming towards you this week around your love life and also work? Well, let's take a look here and see what Spirit would have you know. So for Melissa, love life for this week. Okay. And then what about work? Okay. Well, this week seems to be a balancing week here. You have the Two of Pentacles, which means there's this steady, balanced approach that's happening here. And I like that it's the 10 of Cups, but also the King of Wands. So what this tells me with the balancing of these energies is we don't want to be too lopsided in seeking pleasure, or too lopsided in having fire and passion. And it's like this balance, a balance of passion for life and focusing on where you're investing your energy, but also allowing, the um, just emotional fulfillment to be in this balanced state. I must feel like it's like not allowing our passion within us to go, I would say, overboard with our emotions, but it's like let it be a nice wave of emotion that comes through, not a tsunami that takes out a town. It's like allow yourself to feel, allow your energy and your passion to exist, but they're a balance. So I feel like this week there might be an opportunity for us to get overly excited about things when and Spirit is saying it's best just to take it at a steady pace and don't go too fast, too furious, because it would be like burning things out. So I feel like something spawns your heart, um, and it's just breathe, breathe, take it one step at a time. Don't sprint and leave someone in the dust. Like that. And then work seems to be kind of unfolding. You got the Hanged Man, which is have patience with work. You do have the Prince of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords, which is about movement and communication. So you will be getting communication around work. Like if you are waiting on a callback on a job, you will get it. I don't feel like it'll be this week, maybe. I feel like there's just some delays. Maybe people are on holiday, things are just like slow, but there's going to be some communication around work that's coming up here. Um, and, and that's what they have to say about that. I was waiting for something else and it just nothing else in the printer queue to print out. So that's what they have for you right now, Melissa. So I like it for you. So if it's not this week, I feel like it'll be the next week after, like in between Christmas and New Year's. So, but that's what they have. So many, many blessings to you there. All right, Rhonda, you will be the next free reading up. And so you would like a love spirit message. Will he return to you? All right. Let's take a look here and see what spirit would like you to know. Okay, tell me more about that there. Okay. So you've got 2 9 cards here that come up here. So 9, of course, is the Hermit's Journey. You got the 9 card, which is about your being guided to turn inward at this time. And the 9 of Wands is this inner journey, you discovering your power and your ability, any kind of blocks that might be happening in your life. The hermit turns inward and upward, and they're usually holding a lantern that, and within that lantern is your higher self, the spiritual posse. And you can see here with this sun card here, or the star of that is the your ace of wands, that you are learning that whatever you focus on is what grows in your life. And when you focus on what you're grateful for and what you do want in your life, um, and focus on that unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, all that beauty of the higher realms, that grows and that expands in your life. When we're focusing on what we're missing in our life, or what we're fearing, or we don't want in our life, that expands too. And it just really shows your power, our strength with that 9 of wands. Once we get a hold of our ace of wands and recognize our power, we can move it and like, oh, look, now there's a space that I can pass through the block and move through. You do have the sun card here, which I feel is you're stepping into your power. I mean, it's like that's the so it's definitely this journey. It's usually is like a huge victory card, but I feel the victory is that you also are turning inward, because it's Leo energy, which talks about your inner child, and it's about going inward. So I feel like right now they're like the love message is to turn inward to find your love inside, because that's what's going to satisfy. You have the 4 of swords, which is connecting to the capital T truths of the higher realm, which allows you to cut away the small T truths of the human world and allows you to fear less and become fearless. Because I feel like they're not giving us a answer on whether they'll return or not, because would they know that it's in your highest interest to turn inward and upward, and for you to realize that you would be fine either way, and to find the love inside, and then we would see what would happen. But they're like, if they told you like, yes, he'd be coming back, like we'd be like, okay, I don't need to worry about the lesson because they're coming back. But they're like, but the process that you're going through now is so important that they want you to focus in on that and not focus on a yes or a no. They just want you to focus in on the love on the inside, and that journey right now. So I know that's what they have for you right now, though. So the I know how when they answer our questions with homework assignment, we're like, oh, but it's for us. It's always for our highest experience. So inward and upward is their recommendation for right now. So that's their message for you, Rhonda. But so hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right. So, Doll Face Diva, you will be the next free reading coming up. You are very welcome, Anjali. Happy holidays to you as well. All right. So let's take a look here. So, Dollface Diva, will you and Eric resolve your conflict this week? All right, let's take a look here and see. It appears to be so. So you have the Two of Pentacles, which is about balancing in your life that's unfolding. So with us talking about that, it does feel like things balance out. There is a new start, a new beginning, leaving behind old cycles, beginning new adventure. So I like that because it's leaving behind. And then you have the Ten of Cups, which is a great card to have when we're talking about resolving conflict. This is about things overflowing, love overflowing in a positive way, emotions overflowing in a positive way for you this week. So I would say that is a yes for this week coming up. So or this week, because this is this week. Keep on, for some reason, I think like I was thinking that it was like the weekend. You know, it happens when you get older. But that's what they have for you, Diva. So I'm happy. Many blessings for you. All right. Hershey, you'll be the next free reading coming up. And you want to know here, do we think JM still has feelings for you? Let's see what Spirit would like you to know. Does JM still have feelings for you? All right. With the Three of Pentacles here and the Five of Wands, the Three of Pentacles is about being true to one's authentic self. And the Five of Wands is like it's a switch of energy, passion, just our drive, our overall energy changing from something that feels like conflict and battling and competition to something more friendly. So with these, I feel like if there was like real um aggressive feelings before, like if there was like you were picking up dislike or anything, I feel like it's calmed, and that's like they wouldn't ignore you or scream in your face with seeing them. But I feel like they're staying true to their authentic self, and they're really focusing on them right now. So I don't feel like they have feelings as far as like um you know, a strong desire for romance or that type of connection. I feel like they've just really turned into themselves right now. So that's what they have for you, Hershey. So um, many blessings. I don't have anything else to add to that. They were just like, okay, that's what you wanted to know. Evidently, that's all you wanted to know because they're like, boom. All right. So the next free reading come up is to Christy. Oh, hey, back at you, special human. you're so you're so funny. Thank you for your wonderful comment. And you're requesting a general reading. Absolutely. Let's take a look here. Actually, I am being drawn to the Enchanted Map Oracle for you as well. So let's take a look and see what they have here. So what would you like, Miss Christie? Okay. So you got the home card. Look at that beautiful card. I like it. 27. You are comfortable in your own skin. You belong. Peace, security, safety, belonging, and all the features one would want from home are indicated now. And the home card represents an invitation to experience what it's like to be secure in your own skin, to live comfortably no matter what is happening in the world around you. It is a time for opening your eyes to your tribe or like minded people or one special person who makes you feel like you've come home. Home is love, and love is all around you now. Whatever your inquiry, you are where you're meant to be and will reap great benefits by staying on this path, regardless of where it leads. Home will always be with you. It is where the heart is. And I feel like this is home for a lot of us. So you definitely have a home here um, with this lovely soul family that has been just growing and so thank you for being a part of it. And that is what they have for you this evening, Christy. I love it. All right. Mira, you will be up next for the next free reading. And you'd like a general reading. And oops, I don't want an oracle. So let's pull the tarot and see what is coming up here. All right. Oops. Okay. Okay. Anything else, please? So you do have this nudge from spirit to really come to this wonderful place of staying true to your authentic self, not being pulled in directions with expectations of other people, fearing that, if you don't do what someone wants you to do and expects you to do, that they'll get angry and punish you, or that people who are supporting you and praise you, if you don't do what they want you to do, that you'll lose that praise and support. They're like, stay true to you and what you want to do. It's time for you to really express your authentic self because you do have the Four of Pentacles with your peace of mind, the Princess of Swords, which is cutting away the expectations. Both these cards represent that. New thought, new ideas, cutting away the fears of conditional love, of the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, all those things those people are saying. And it's like, but is that what you want? And you get to really understand that about yourself and stand up for yourself. You have the King of Wands, which is like the entrepreneur energy, someone who has their passion and their drive and their energy. They know where to, how to focus it and get things done and be successful and move things forward. But it's them holding their passion, their drive, their ambition not someone else's. It'd be like someone living their dream rather than trying to live someone else's dream. And that's what they have for you, Mira. So I like that. It's very much empowering in having you step forward, um, being true to you, though. And if you are like, well, I don't even know who I am because you've been trying to live up to everyone else's opinions and expectations for so long, that's the adventure. That's the exciting thing. I know I had one point, I talked a little bit about it on here. It was in my early 20s. I just had always done what I thought everyone else wanted to do because I was afraid I'd make a wrong choice and I didn't want to, rock the boat and make any people unhappy. So I always went to what movies anyone wanted to do, where anyone wanted to eat, what everyone wanted to do. It was always about whatever they wanted. And if I had no opinion, they'd ask me, I'm like, I don't know, I really don't know. So let's just do what you want to do. And then it got to a point where I just didn't know who I was. And so I started going out to movies by myself and go, oh, I don't like that kind. Or like, oh, I like that kind. I'd go to restaurants by myself and try food and or just pick up food from somewhere. And I'd be like, yeah, I could take it or leave it. And then, but I started finding I had a couple favorite restaurants that I liked. And so it was great. It was a great discovery. I feel like that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling for you as well, Mira. So I like it. Adventures ahead. So many blessings to you. All right. Um, you're a couple more away, Jot. So actually, I think you're like three more. I think you're like third here after Angelina, double, triple, quadruple X, and then you. So you'll be up here momentarily. All right. And hey, Shirley, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, how it works. You just ask your question in chat. I do go for the free readings, I do go in order. Um, first come, first serve. And then for those that want to prioritize their reading, if they need it, sooner, or to guarantee I get to it in this session, donation just I step out of line, complete it, and then move back in line and continue going down the free reading. So that's how it works. So welcome and feel free to ask your question. All right. So Angelina, you'd like an angel message, and I do have these divine guidance cards. So we'll get the question from there. All right. So for Angelina, what would you like her to know, please? All right. There it is. And these are the spiritual inkblot tests, as I've mentioned. So whatever you see in this is a special message for you, Angelina, and then I will read from the book. So here we go. Look at that beautiful, vibrant card. It is card number 37. I like it. And it is called Blossoming. Even simply questioning your life or trying to figure out where and how to move forward moves your energy, and it aids in opening you to your higher awareness and divine purpose. Continue with this. Don't let your human mind, with its limited point of view, tell you that you're stuck or not progressing. It isn't true. You are opening, you are flowing, and your soul is blossoming. Keep your faith in both yourself and spirit. Know that you are on the perfect path and that you are opening to your highest potential, one step at a time. I like it. You know, that's a lot of times we'll feel we're not making progress because we do see similar scenery, but we don't move linear. Otherwise, that's why we would feel like we're walking in circles, but we're walking up a spiral staircase. So when we start down here and we go around up here, it looks familiar, but because we're up a floor, but it's not like we jump up 10 floors and go, oh wow. We just move up one step at a time, and it feels like we're in the same thing. And it's like, no, you're you're continuing to move up the spiral, and you are making progress. You are on the perfect path for your journey. And so I like that beautiful message from your angels, letting you know that. So that is what they have for you this evening, Angelina. So thank you so much. Many blessings to you. All right. So double, triple, quadruple X, you'll be the next free reading coming up. Um, it is a little long. It gets long. There's like a probably about 10 or 15 people possibly between where I'm at and you possibly. It's kind of just eyeballing it because there's some chat going on in there too. But we'll see here in a moment. So double, triple, quadruple X. You want to know, can you ask why your life isn't good? All right, let's take a look here and see what Spirit would like you to know. So we have here the Eight of Swords, and swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes, our expectations. These are the stories that um, we've been taught to apply to situations. And so you can see the strings here, and it sometimes that's what life feels like when we feel life isn't good. We feel like it's out of control, that other things are controlling it. But I like this for you because you're in this process of understanding it's your own thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets, the stories that you are putting to the outside world. That's all in here. The world, things just happen. They're like neutral in the outside world, but we're the ones that choose what emotion we're going to feel as we go through it and what story we apply to it. And there is this balancing coming, the stabilization that's coming here. So this exactly as I was saying is that, the cups are the emotions that you choose to feel as you go through something, and the swords are the story that you apply to something as you're going through it. And the both the Three of Swords and the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is the disappointment we feel in the outside world when things don't match up to the way we feel they're supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be. These stories that we've been told, these opinions on when this happens, this is what it means. Also, the emotions, when this happens, this is how you're supposed to feel. And you've been given that all your life on when this happens, this is what it means. When this happens, this is how you're supposed to feel. And it became your own habit. It became your reaction to things. But you are so much more in control of those things in your life. I think it was James Allen that said, it's not the situation that determines what it means to someone, because then everyone that went through it would always feel exactly the same way as they go through it, but we don't. So it's not the situation that determines it, but the person who is going through it. And you also have the strength card coming in here, which the strength card teaches us this howling wolf in this particular picture. Usually it's a lion in the standard tarot, but this is your human and this is your higher self. And your human is taught, all our little humans are taught to look outside of ourselves for our wholeness and our completeness. We're told to look into relationships, look into situations like job, education, etc., social status, and things, our bank accounts, our bodies, our possessions. So those are the three areas. We talked about the three cups being spilt and the three swords of disappointment. Those are the three areas. And the lion is told, or in this case, the wolf is told, to eat and drink of those things. But those things are unstable. Those things do not fill us up for long, if at all, because like relationships, people change, people pass away. It's not stable, it's not forever. Jobs, education, circumstances never stay the same, right? Things are always changing. And then our bodies, our bank accounts, possessions, those things break down, deteriorate, blow up, catch on fire, stolen, unstable. So all of it is unstable. And then so when all that stuff is not unfolding as we were told that it's supposed to and should and need to and have to and must, all these opinions, all these stories, we become desperate because it's like, oh my gosh, these things are not unfolding. I feel unstable. The world feels unstable. It's not filling me up. I am not fulfilled. And that's when, in this particular one, the wolf howls at the moon out of desperation, but our higher self is always connected to our human self. Our human self sometimes forgets, especially in the beginning, we're veiled from remembering we are these higher spiritual beings. And so there's this beautiful moment when our higher self comes down and kind of introduces themselves to us in a very deep way into our hearts, because it doesn't come down to, you know, to put the wolf out of its misery. It doesn't come down to cage the wolf to protect people from it or try to manipulate and train it, like they do trying to train animals, because our higher self knows what we're truly searching after is the unconditional love of back home that we don't find out in the outside world. And it's very convenient that our higher self is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that's made of unconditional love. So it's able to come down and give us what we've been searching for all along. And then with our wolf aware of the human, I mean, our higher self doesn't come down and rescue like Superman and then take off, leaving it by itself. Now that the wolf is aware of the higher self, they can walk together hand in paw through life in a different way, feeling full, feeling whole, feeling complete, feeling loved like it hasn't ever before. So the reason why that you feel life isn't good is because you've been told that in order for life to be good, there's all these rules, all these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos. And you've been told to look out there, and that life out there is not good because the life in here is what we're really searching for. So that's unfulfilling, but this will be fulfilling when you turn inward and upward and connect higher. And then you have the Three of Wands, which is with all this new energy, this new information, your life transforms and you head in a different direction in your life. So that's what they have for you, double, triple, quadruple X. So I love that for you. This is an important time in your life because it is the change of your life. Your life will never be the same once you meet your higher self in that deep, intimate way. So I like that. All right. So that's what they have for you. Many blessings, sending you a lot of love, double, triple, quadruple X. All right. So, all right. So, Rennie, thank you so much for your donation. So, we will jump out of line, take care of this one, and then I will return and continue going down. So, Jot, you are up next. You're the next free reading anyway. If there's another donation, I will go do that one as well. So, just a heads up. So, Renee, how do you see your love life and career next year? All right, let's take a look here. So, let's see. Tell me about career. Okay. All right. So, as far as love for next year, I do, normally the Seven of Cups is like a emotional confusion type of card, but I like the way they have this one because I feel like this just means that there's some, you definitely do have, because you have the King of Cups coming in here, which is emotional, uh, emotional balance between heart and mind, but you're being offered love next year. I love them even riding in on their white horse offering love, but it does bring up a lot of not emotional confusion so much as a lot of different emotions, and I feel like it brings up some emotions you may not have felt before too. So I feel like it goes into areas of your heart that were shut down for construction and repair before. Because you do have the Princess of Swords here, which with the Princess of Swords, she has that Ace of Swords, which allows her to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm and cut away, thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around relationship. And that's where I feel like with your journey of love next year, you do have this, especially with this Eight of Cups in here too. This actually came up in your under your um, more for your career, but it is leaving behind emotions that no longer serve you. And with this, the Ace of Swords, you are letting some walls down. Some like if we have a lot of expectations, we miss things like out here because these expectations are blocking us where we can't see it. But when with you been working on moving away some of your expectations, you have removed like the wall, the mental wall, the opening, the energetic wall, which allows you to experience love in deeper and newer ways. And that's what I feel is coming for you next year. So continue to look at your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about relationship because it does open up new possibilities. It's almost like, and it's not exactly this, but it's the feeling like, well, I have a certain type that I like. And it's like, oh, they're not my type. You don't even give them like the time of day because they're not fitting into the norm. But when you open it up more, you're just like, what's what does it hurt to let them buy me a coffee? And you're just like, huh, interesting. I'm feeling things I didn't feel before. And that's the kind of energy I'm feeling for that. And then for your career, I feel like you're going to be at a crossroads in your career next year. And, one side of it is leaving behind. Again, it's like almost like you're allowing old ways of feeling and thinking about certain types of jobs or positions or companies and things like that. You're allowing this change because you're walking away from old emotions, and this person walks away from the Eight of Cups to go to the Nine of Cups, which is the wish fulfillment card. And I feel like you move away from what felt like conflict or competition kind of energy into a more supportive energy. So whatever like this was, um, as far as career wise, there's like this path that you can take. Like it's almost like you can stay where you're at and you're allowing yourself to let old conflicts go between like a manager or like they bypassed you time and time again for promotions or raises, and you're like, "You know what? I'm gonna leave that behind, and I'm still gonna continue to stay there." Or the other, you have like this, "You know what? This is you standing in your power with confidence and making movement, trust in your gut and your instinct to go off in a different direction." And quite honestly, I feel like this is what you are headed into next year, and like your life that you are done with just um, dimming your light and allowing people to, I want to say walk over you, because I don't feel like you let people walk all over you, but I feel you dim your light to not rock the boat and and some of the things is like, well, the fears that you had around things, that's also what you're dropping away from. So I like it. I like it. Because I just really feel like you're just blossoming and you're just clearing clutter away of thoughts and beliefs, and you're allowing yourself to have adventures where before you were kind of afraid to, just because of the past. Got burned enough times, but now you're just like, you know what? I don't care. I'm tired of existing and I want to live. And I feel like next year you're really opening up more, allowing yourself more adventure in love and more adventure in work too. So I like it for you. 2023, year of me, right? The year of Renee Lee. Boom. So that's what they have for you, Renee. So many, many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. I really do honor that. Right? We're gonna make t-shirts. 2023 is all about Renee Lee. The year of me. All right. So we'll go back in order for the free readings, and we are at you, Jot or Jot. So you want to know, does Arshpreet the Libra love you truly and their feelings for you? Let's take a look here. See what Spirit would like you to know. All right. Just getting some clarification here. So with these are got 3 cards here and then 4 cards. So we'll talk through these briefly here because you've got the Judgment card, which is the double endings, double new beginnings. And you have the Tower card, which is things being removed out of your life on purpose and moved into your life on purpose. And the Ten of Swords, which is endings and new beginnings as far as all these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets. Um, I really feel like with all of these cards coming in here and the ones I'm about to go over too, this is about changing of expectations, really understanding, I mean, you can see this person, they are exhausted trying to live up to all the expectations, all those small t truths, the supposed tos, the shoulds, the need tos, the have tos, the musts around love and relationship. And I feel like it's both of you. I just feel like there's just so much pressure and who is someone is supposed to be and needs to be that it's like there's this freedom that can come here because you got the Queen of Swords who she has the ability to cut away all those expectations, and she also balances heart and mind. And you actually do have the balancing of heart and mind right here too, with the Four of Cups and the Four of Swords. So cups are emotions, and swords are thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, and fours are stability. Think of like a huge table with 4 big legs on it. It's a very solid foundation. And it's like all of this, it's like there's so much fear, so much energy being invested in all these roles of what things mean when someone does or doesn't do something. And so I feel like when it's like, do they truly love and their feelings? I feel like there's so much in the mind that the emotions just feel almost imprisoned. It's like I feel like the heart is in this cage of all the fear of I don't want to do something wrong and lose this conditional love. And so I feel like what Spirit is showing you here is that if it continues to be, it's almost like it gets tighter and tighter and tighter where the heart feels trapped. The heart will want to break out and run away, which I feel is both your heart and their heart. That there's just so much fear around losing love that it just it's taking on it's um pushing out all it's almost another showing me like a an orange juice squisher thing where it's like squishing it to force all the emotion out because it's getting so tight it has nowhere to go. So I feel like that spirit is really having you, one, really look at, connect to your higher self, because this is where you're going to be freed when you really connect to the higher places, because that's what the Queen of Swords does. This is her connecting to the capital T truths of the higher realm, those rooted in unconditional love. And so when you find the love within yourself, then that is what allows you to release all of these fears, all of these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos, because we are so taught, all of our human, when we're younger, right? We're taught when someone does this, this means you're unlovable. And then let's just add 100 things to that list. And you're like, oh my gosh, there's so many things that mean I'm unlovable. And we fear that another one's going to appear on the list and that someone's going to do those things. And this means I'm unlovable. And it's like, people's actions don't tell us we're unlovable. It means they feel they are unlovable when they do unlovable things. We find our love from inward and upward. And I feel like that's what they're guiding you toward, because when we talk about people truly loving us, spirit will reverse and answer a question with a question, which I know can be irritating, but this is what they're doing to you. Because they're going, does Jat love me truly? And what are my feelings truly for me? Because that's what the mirror reflects back. When we look at someone else, what we feel is a mirror for us to ask that question about ourselves. Do I love me? Do I truly love me? And what are my true feelings for me? And that's the true journey, and why these questions are coming up in your heart, for that part of your journey. So that's what they want you to know right now. And I know you're like, I waited for that, but it is what you need right now. It may not be what answer you wanted, but it is definitely the answer that spirit feels you need in this moment. So that's what they have for you, Jat. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. So we'll continue going down the list. And next up is Latoya Bryant. You're the next free reading, and we are at the top of the second hour. So this is the time for the public service announcement. I will be on only for about 30 more minutes. And so I'll try to get through as many free ones as I possibly can. If you want to make sure I do get to you, if you're further down the list here and you want to make sure I do get to it this session, it just takes a donation of any amount. I do, make sure all of those get completed in this session. If you're not able to make a donation, I totally understand. I mean, we're all at different places in our finances and our life, but I do have the option also. I have a ton of free content that I put out under my playlists. I have pick a card readings, weekly energy updates, portal readings. We just have the solstice, winter and summer solstice readings that came out. So a ton of content. And so you can go to the playlist and just follow your heart, and spirit will guide you to the readings that have messages for you. And I'm here every night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and even on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So that is your public service announcement. I'll continue with the free readings for at least up to the 30-minute mark. All right. Shirley. Nope, not yet, Shirley. You are still down the list. May not be able to get to you in the next 30 minutes. So I'm going to continue doing as many as I can, though. I kind of almost start a lightning round where Spirit just starts trying to zip out as many as we can. So, Latoya, you had a dream. A man said that your ex Noel died and he's protecting himself against me. What? Okay, you had a dream that a man... your ex died and that your ex is protecting himself against you. Hmm. You know, uh, when we get dreams, um, unless they're like really a premonition type dream, it's all about us. All the characters that appear in there are about us. It's just us in another form trying to talk to us about things that we want to really look in there. And I say that because the Queen of Pentacles came out, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So it's about, okay, this is all about me. Because people on the other side don't need protection. They're powerful, supernatural, eternal beings of unconditional love. There's nothing to be protected against and nothing that we can do to them. They're like, nope. So it's not about that. But what is yourself trying to tell you about protecting yourself from your thoughts about your ex is really what I feel is going on. Let's take a look here. Okay. Yeah. Because you had the Ten of Pentacles here too, which like this is standing out. Like this is this outside world about the ending and the new beginning. Um, and I kind of feel like with that card, and I don't know why, it's because this is not the normal meaning of that card, but it feels like that you have a change that's happened in your life that is just bringing up some stuff to the surface. Because you also have the Seven of Pentacles, which I like this one where they feel like you're going in circles, but the Seven of Pentacles also means like, well, it says failure at the top, but it's about things not working out the way you wanted to, and so you're taking a different path. And I feel like with these two together, there is this change. There's change that's happening in your world, and it's kind of rattling your cage, and but see, that's where I feel like this ending and beginning. That's how they're bringing it around you. Is that there's something significantly you feel is ending in your life, um, and this is your spirit team's way of helping you understand and work through loss or change that's happening in your world in their own unique way. Because that's when your brain is asleep, and they can totally work on the subconscious. And I really feel like that's what's a lot's going on here. Because you have the High Priestess card, which she's all about stepping back into her temple. She dives deep into her unconscious, the subconscious, goes behind the veil, also connects to the higher world and does all that. So I feel like this is the dreamy time stuff. They're having you look into that. So if you have like this significant changes happening in relationship or job or home or movement, it can come up here in unique ways. Sometimes we're like, why would they bring it through as a death of an ex? It's like letting go of old things, new things coming in, change. It's that same type of emotion. So they'll bring up emotional things that are similar. So that's what they're, but you don't have any impact. Your ex, if they've passed, they don't need you protection from you because they're all loving being. They totally uh, are outside of that character now. They're back in connection to that powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being they are. They're not that, yeah. Yeah, and again, you have the Wheel of Fortune coming up here, which does signify change in your life, endings and new beginnings. But it's fortunate for you; it is turning for you. So whatever is happening, it's faded, and it's going to be for you. It's going to end up being fortunate for you. So that's what they have, Latoya. So hang in there. Enjoy these new moon dreams too. We got new moon, super new moon in Capricorn here in a couple days on Friday. So if you haven't checked out your the what is it? The weekly energy updates that talk about the super moon, then be sure to check that out. So that's what they have for you. All right. So, Arpita, you'll be the next free reading, but I did receive a donation. Thank you from Esther. I did get it. And so you would like to know what your finances will look like in 2023. Absolutely. And thank you so much for your donation. So let's take a look here, Esther. See what Spirit would like you to know. What does 2023 hold? Okay. All right. Okay. Wow, it's very fiery for you, which is great. That's a lot of passion and a lot of movement. Holy moly, another one. So, what about the finances? What is all this going to end up being like here? Okay. So I'm not getting pentacles, but I see a lot of movement. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's just look at this because this alone is pretty like that's why I say it's not that your life is on fire, not in like a physical sense, but you've got this. I mean, you've got a new drive, new passion coming into your life, which is great. Um, and then you've got the Two of Wands. So you have the Ace of Wands, then you have the Two of Wands, which is you putting plans around this new passion, this new drive that's coming into your life. And then, you have the Queen of Wands, which she is holding on to that Ace of Wands, and you're making things happen. Trust in your gut and your intuition too. And the Five of Wands is like something that maybe in the beginning feels like it's conflict, but it ends up turning into that things were being completed for you. Um, it's because it's a movement from feeling like it's something happening out of fear to something happening out of love. So, whatever, if you have a situation that arises around finances, um, if you trust your gut and trust your instinct, you'll see that it was someone that was a misunderstanding. They were actually trying to help you, not hinder you. And then you have the Seven of Wands, which is you end up standing in a wonderful, wonderful upper position in your life that some people don't like it, which is like, why do you get to be happy? Come back down here and be miserable with us. And so I like that energy coming in here. You do have some um, hermit kind of journey that you have because the hermit is you're being called inward and you're guided by your higher self in the spirit world, which is the um the Queen of Wands, like we were talking about. She has this connection to the spirit realm too. So this is you going inward and trusting it, really looking over the fears that you have around finances. Like this is the expectations equal disappointment, and you understanding here the fears that you have, the small t truths that have made you feel blinded and bound and trapped and maybe even controlled. Um, and what I feel this means is that there are some limiting beliefs you have around your worthiness and your ability to receive, and that's what they want you to look at, the fears of those things, because that frees you up and allows you to move forward. Um, and gets you in that position. That's why I like that Seven of Wands. It's you're in a higher ground. And so people are like, wait a minute. But it's all this passion, this drive that you have next year. So you have this energy behind it. And you have the Prince of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups. So there is this movement, emotional movement around finances and what you feel is abundance for you. next year. So I don't feel any um like negative things around all of that. I feel like it's like you do first 2, 3, 4 months of next year, you're on this inner journey understanding about your beliefs around yourself and your worthiness to receive these fears of and supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos of how does this happen, because when we have all these blinders of okay, this is how my finances have to work out and how it has to come to me, we miss all these opportunities, we miss all these opportunities, and we limit the universe to bring it to us. But the more we free it, the more we get rid of those limiting beliefs and limiting things, boom, we allow the universe to bring us so much more in that way. So that's what they have for you. Um, yeah, Esther, I was just doing your reading just now. So if you rewind, you'll be able to hear everything I just said. So I was just, I just gave you your reading around your finances for 2023. All right. So thank you so much for your donation. It's greatly appreciated. And that's what Spirit has for you. So many, many blessings to you. All right. So I don't see any other donations. So we'll go back onto the list here, the free list, and we are at Arpita Kabi. And so, will you clear yesterday's exam? You're very tense about it. Uh-oh. Let's take a look here. See what Spirit has for you. So, tell us about Arpita's exams yesterday. That was a lot of cards. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay. Well, I like this because you have the King of Swords, which is when you think of swords as knowledge and education and study, and you also have the Prince of Swords. So this is movement of education and mastering of education, and then you got the Three of Cups, which is joy and celebration. So with those all coming in there, that is telling me that you did fine, that you'll be pleasant about it. So the outcome, you'll be fine with all of that. So take a deep breath and just know too that our fears around the exam are the lesson, right? So when you're tense about it, that's fear. It's like, what are you fearing? What are you really fearing? What does it mean about you? You'll be fine regardless of whatever an exam. It's just an opinion of, a professor telling you how they think you did on providing the answers they wanted you to give. Doesn't mean anything, right? It just means that, um, I used to fear failing a class because I was like straight A's and B's all my life till we moved around a lot. And then I ended up getting my first C and then my first D. I was devastated. But you know what? I lived. I lived. Classes can be repeated, what? We just fear what other people will think, and it doesn't matter. But that's the journey. But I feel with all that, they have the joy card, which is telling me that you'll be fine. You'll be happy about your results. So I like that for you, Arpita. So many blessings to you. That's what they have. All right. All right. So next free reading up is Zarissa Goal, and you'd like to know Sultan's current feelings for you. All right. So let's take a look here. What else, please? So we've got the Hermit card. And so when we get a Hermit card on a relationship question, this is more internal, like being alone type of energy, because a hermit is turning inward and going on this inner journey. So, you know, and then you also have the Temperance card, which is all about balance and patience and takes time for things to unfold and for things to happen in life. And then there's the Six of Cups, which is the nostalgia, the past memory type of cards, or someone returning from the past um, into either one of your lives as well. Um, so I don't feel. I mean, I don't feel that they're present. Yeah, I just don't feel. And I feel like we've pulled cards on this because the Sultan name sounds familiar, and it's the same type of energy that's coming up here. That they're off in their own little world, and that Patience Temperance card is like it's going to take a while for things to ever unfold there. But there's this past person, this past individual that's either in their life or your life or both your lives. But I feel like there's just something that's standing in between them and you because of that, especially that Hermit card. I just feel like that's coming up. Yeah. Because here's the disappointment, expectations, heartbreak, disappointment that it's not unfolding as you want it to. And I know it sucks, but please know that when someone is in our life and leaves our life or it doesn't move in a direction, it's for us. That it's keeping us from going in a direction that is not for our highest experience. Might be an okay experience, but there's something much more ahead for us, and it's being kept away from us for us on purpose. So that's what they have for you. So hang in there. Sending you a lot of love, Zarissa. All right. So, Kritika, you'll be the next free reading coming up. Yes, Jot, we did complete yours a little bit ago. So you can rewind and check that out. Yours was about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, probably 3 or 4 ago, Jot. All right. So, Kritika, you would like a general love reading. Jot, yours should be before Latoya, if that helps. If you're rewinding and listening. If you go past Latoya, you went too far. And you should be after double, triple, quadruple X, or possibly one of the donations that was made. So, all right. Yeah, because I think there was a donation made right before yours because I was about to do you, but then someone made a donation. So I went and did that first. All right. So, Kritika, general love reading for Kritika, please. How much like Kritika to know about love? Ooh, I like it, Kritika. You do have some, with the Princess of Pentacles, it's the Page of Pentacles, which means new opportunity opening up here. And it is coming very fast. You got the Eight of Wands, which is fast and furious energy. Even in this deck, it says swiftness up there, if you can see it. But it also, the Eight of Wands is about passion. And there it goes, coming in. So I like it because you also have the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment with emotional wish fulfillment. So I feel there's going to be something happening pretty quick here, Kritika. Some love, um, a lightning strike hitting your heart in a good way. So I like that. So that is coming here for you really soon. So I'm excited for you. So that's a good information. That's all that they want to give you right now, though. So just be ready. Just focus on your self love because here it comes. All right. And we are to Shika. You are the next free reading, and I'm only going to be on for about 5 more minutes. So if you do want to have your reading completed in this session, if you make a donation, I will prioritize it, make sure it does get done before we end tonight. If you're unable to make a donation, like I mentioned earlier, I totally understand. I have a ton of free content available. If you go to my main page if you click on my name, Brother Zen Mystic Tarot, it'll take you to the main page. All these playlists, pick a card readings, weekly energy updates, monthly readings, the solstice readings, excuse me, and a bunch of others. So just follow your heart and it'll guide you to the playlist and the message, the video with messages for you there. And also thank all of you for all the thumbs up you've given the video. It does help spread the love. And so thank you so much for doing that. I know it seems like a small thing, but it does help spread the love. So thank you for that. All right. So we'll go back here. Shika, you current feelings of Jay towards you. Let's take a look here. Okay. Yeah, emotional confusion, a lot of different emotions going on with them. So they are all over the place. The sevens, the odd numbers of the cards represent kind of conflicting things. Like a six is a smooth movement. There's three on each side, and there's like this canal that just has a smooth moving river. But a seven, something right in the middle, that's obstructing, that's causing this emotional swirling of their emotions. And I feel like what Spirit is showing you here with the Queen of Pentacles, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. And so they're kind of having you focus in on you right now, on yourself, and looking at your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, because the Six of Swords is movement from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking around yourself and relationship. And the Fool card is about you leaving behind, also ending old cycles and beginning a new adventure as well. So I almost feel like they're saying that there's just all this confusion that they have, and not invest a lot of energy in that. Focus on yourself and kind of leave things behind. I just don't feel like they are investing the energy in you that you are investing in them, and that Spirit is wanting you to invest all that energy instead of on Jay. Focus it on you and your self-love, because that's going to be more productive for you. Just don't feel like things are moving forward with Jay. So that's what they have for you right now, Shika. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right. Let me just do one more pass here. Okay. So I don't have any more donations. And so the last free reading for this evening is going to be, let's see, I lost my place. There it is. Shruti Kumari for your general reading. And then now is the last chance to, if you do want to make sure I get your reading on this evening, it would be now would be the time to make the donation before I sign off after Shruti's general reading. All right. So what would you like Shruti to know? All right. So you have the Moon card coming in here, which does have to do with cycles and some hidden and unknown things that are going on. Oh, okay. Yeah. Because you do have, I feel like recently you did have like a tower moment where things are being moved out of your life on purpose for a purpose, but it's to make room for new things coming in and to clear a path for you to move forward. And that's why, and these are significant because you have the two major arcana, the moon and the tower, which tell you that is definitely, you may not, it's a cycle, like we have a super new moon coming up. The moon darkens to where it's gone, and then it goes and it becomes full, and then it goes back so it's the cycle, and it's letting you know that things are unfolding on purpose for you. And you have the Prince of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups. There is emotional movement, and again, here's the new moon showing itself. So I feel like this super new moon, because this would be like a normal moon, but here's a super new moon that's happening this Friday. So there is some significant movement of emotion that's been happening. And let's see what I might even just make sure to check out your moon sign for your weekly energy update for this week, because we do talk about this giant super new moon. Yeah. Yeah, because you do have spirit coming in here. The Three of Cups can be a joy card, but it really, this is like your spiritual team is definitely around you, giving you messages right now. Because you have this Five of Swords. So there was this conflict here. You can see someone feels trapped by expectations and thoughts and beliefs. And so, individual that was feeling trapped, I feel like that's what's been removed out of your life. So whatever this conflicting thoughts and beliefs and expectations you had with someone, I feel like that this is the tower moment that someone was moved out of your life there. Yeah. Because this is about really getting to know your truth, what you're wanting, and diving deep into understanding what it is that you want out of life. Because I feel like this conflicting thoughts and beliefs with someone really happened to really show you about yourself and show you what you want in your life going forward. Oops, as I knock stuff around. But I feel like there's this freedom and this opening that's coming up for you. So that's what they have for you right now, Shriti. So just know that whatever this shaking, this thing that either will be removed here very, very soon, or has recently been removed, that it's for you and it's opening things up for you to really get to know you and what you really want, not what you thought you were supposed to want and should want. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right. So I don't see any other donations. So we're going to close down this session for tonight. As I mentioned, if I didn't get to you, I wish I could stay on for hours and hours, but 2.5 hours of readings is where the human brain starts to get fizzy and staticky. So we don't want to do too many readings when we're that way, right? So I will be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And in the meantime, you can be sure to check out the readings that we have on the playlist. As I mentioned, we do have the summer solstice readings. Let me just post those really quick here, because this does start tomorrow. Some of you guys are already there tomorrow on the other side of the world. And as I mentioned, the super new moon readings by each zodiac sign, here you can jump to those as well. So, and then also, if you guys, anyone were like looking into soulmate, messages from soulmate, soul partner, twin flame, there's a pick a card, a lovely one for that, as well as here the messages from divine masculine and feminine. So some great messages on those as well. So if you feel drawn to those, check those out if I wasn't able to get to you, or even if I was, you can for sure check those out. So again, thank you guys so much for all your love, all your support, for being here, and for your patience. And again, apologies to those I was not able to get to. The list gets very long, very fast. But I will be back tomorrow. Check out those general readings. I do offer personal readings. All that information is also down in the description box below. There's also a giveaway playlist. I give away one free 30-minute personal recorded reading a week to the end of this year, which is coming up here fast. So you can check out that playlist too. It's at the very top of that playlist. So that's what we have. So again, thank you for your love. And please know that as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So have a great night, a great day, wherever you're out in the world. And we'll see you soon. Until then, you take care. Have a good night.